Hey friends, welcome. I am so excited to share a few things with you today. The Aldi finds have dropped this week. Today is Wednesday, April 16th. There are a couple terrific ones I just wanted to make you all aware of. And then next week, there are a couple, I think a lot of you, if you're gardeners, even if you're just patio flower people, I think you'll be very excited to know about those upcoming finds. I know I was. And then I want to share with you a blessing that God sent to me today unexpectedly. A couple of free curbside pickups. I just couldn't get over it. I do an early morning walk, the stars are still out kind of thing. And today happens to be trash day in my hood. And here in Florida, in Port St. Lucie, once a month you can put out anything at the curb. They call it a big pickup day, and they'll take it. So that's a good day to be out and about if you're on the hunt for something. And ironically, both items I have had on my mind for a year or two and just kind of been on the lookout at thrift stores and whatnot. Then boom, suddenly there they were. And I just can't wait to make the most of both of those items. Both will be perfect in my patio garden area, and I'm really pumped about finding them. So let me take you outside and show you what I found. Now I want to get this video up because I am sharing Aldi finds that are dropping today, Wednesday, April 16th, as well as a couple that are dropping next week. I know some of you are going to be so glad for the heads up. So let me show you these finds, and then maybe this weekend I could put a follow-up video and show you how I'm reconfiguring these and using them in my backyard. First up, this gorgeous baker's rack. Now I know this was curbside, so it needs some paint touch up, and I'll probably sand down wooden counter, but I am planning on putting this over here in place of this other free curbside pickup that I snagged, oh gosh, close to 6 months ago. But it is not holding up to the weather. I knew it wouldn't. I had envisioned having this little baker stand or something like it because you can do so many things with it, and since it's metal, it'll hold out really well out here. So I'm excited about incorporating that onto my patio. And then the other item, I know you're like, what? I have been on the lookout for exactly what this is, which is a privacy screen. To see if I can open it up a little bit for you. It's 4 sections, and it's got that Japanese vibe to it. I love that. But this is just like a paper that peels off. It almost feels like an AC filter kind of paper. So this is wood, and I think I will get some spray paint on that, probably paint it white, but of course I'll peel off that paper. And then I think what I'll do is take these sections apart and then screw them into the sides over here so that I have trellis to grow things like cucumbers and squash on. If I put one screen on this end and one on that end, and then maybe one going across is my idea, and then maybe one horizontally. I don't know. I've got to measure the dimensions and see how it works out. You know how it is. I'm just on the early stages, but I was so tickled to find it because I have not been able to find like a privacy screen. And I'll put up here for you to buy a really tall trellis like this. Hundreds of dollars when you're trying to buy multiple sections. Crazy money. So I was super pumped about that. And while we're out here, I'll have to show you guys this little mockingbird. It is obviously nesting season, and she is probably protecting babies up there in that tree. I did a short last year. I'll put a link down below because it was just so funny. This little bird got so wound up. She literally harassed me and my cats non-stop on the patio in a way I have never experienced. It was so funny. But she's a good mama. Now let's head out to Aldi. Now, I'm not trying to become the Aldi shopping channel, but they just have so many great things this month. I have to share them. And not only do they have amazing finds, it smells fantastic in here with all of these real flowers, tulips and Easter lilies, just gorgeous. In addition to fantastic garden finds this week, I was so excited about this ruffled bowl. These are half the price I've seen at Home Goods. They come in a gray and a white, off-white. I had to have it. They also have this nice neutral bowl filler. I passed on this, but $4.99, good price. These little wooden knots, $10. I think this is one of the best deals this week if you're in the market for a Turkish towel. I love the neutral colors, and at $4.99, that's a third of the price you'll pay anywhere. They've just done a fantastic job this year. Electric water pressure for $70, hoses, all of the things for on your patio, in your garden. I thought I might get one of these chunky blankets at $20. Those look like a great deal in the ad. These pedestal fans for $40. That's definitely a good deal. And they also have these metal garden beds this week for $20, you guys. Couldn't believe it when I saw these in the ad. Here are the dimensions, and I don't know how many your store may get in. Mine had about a dozen. I was here on a Wednesday. I was here yesterday as well, just in case they put them out early, but mine didn't put them out till Wednesday this week. Here are the chunky blankets. Now this is coming across pretty well on camera, but in person I felt like even for $20 it just wasn't quite the weave I had hoped for, so I passed on the blanket. But man, all the garden accessories this week, leaf blowers and trimmers for $40. Great time to shop at Aldi. And of course we had to check out the eggs, $4.47, so they're down 50 cents this week from last week. Specialty eggs are $5.35, $5.49. And of course with Easter this weekend on the 20th, they have hams for $1.49 a pound, and they also have the pork roast for $1.99 a pound, and I bought these before at Aldi. Those are delicious, good quality. Now, real quick, let's talk about Aldi finds coming up next week, April 23rd, and boy, have they got some good ones. First up, they have this rattan chair and ottoman next week for $49.99. That's a really great price. Compare that to Walmart. They have a set of 2 chairs, ottomans, plus a little end table for $109. So shop around. The next item are these garden towers. They come 4 in a set. These will be super popular and they will fly off the shelves. So if you're interested, get there quick. Also, these hanging baskets for $4.99. I bought some about 3 years ago. They've held up fantastic. And they also are selling the troughs, which look great over a fence, hanging off a porch rail. These are wonderful. And they also have the replacement liners for the baskets as well as the troughs, $2.49 and $3.49. They'll also have the little shepherd's hooks or garden stakes to go with those baskets. And my very favorite of the week are these wooden garden planters with the built-in trellis for $20. I am definitely picking those up. And last but not least, they will have potting mix next week for $4.99 for a 1 cubic foot bag. They have gardening soil this week for $3.99. Now let's head back to the house and I'll show you what I picked up. I couldn't resist buying one of these ruffled bowls, you guys. What a fantastic deal at $12.99. I have seen very similar bowls at Home Goods recently, $25, $35, depending on the size. They're about 4 inches tall. Let's put a ruler on this. Okay, call it 3.5. And about from the edge of one ruffle to the other about 11 inches. Can't quite see that under there, but yeah, I mean, if you had a really tight space, I'd call it 11.5 inches. And really good, heavy ceramic, I guess. I'm not sure what they're made out of. Let's see what's on the bottom. All right, here's the bottom of the bowl. It doesn't say what it's made out of, but my ruler dimensions are accurate based on the label. And I have 9, let's call it average size green apples in there, and I could get 1 or 2 more easily if I wanted to. These bowls really are stunning, especially for the price. I really highly recommend. And the gray ones that I showed in the store came off a little blue in the picture, but they're a medium gray. I hope y'all got some good ideas and some inspo from this video. Get out there and find some of those metal garden beds if that's your game, or the ones coming up next week, which I'm gonna get at least 2 of those. I am so excited about those. A bed with a trellis, and isn't it ironic, today I found trellises free curbside. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and hit that like button down below. It really helps my channel out. I appreciate all of you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.